Okay, Bismillah. Okay, folks, this is take 2 on the paper 1, 2014 paper, QCA mathematics, non-calculator. We had some technical issues with one of the software that we're using, so let's see how this one works. Okay, we said question number 1. Just get us out of pencil. This grid has a pattern of 4 circles on it. I haven't asked the question, just be quiet, please. So we look over here and see the design of this pattern. It matches which one? C. And the other ones don't match. Because if you look at how they're set out, if you turn the shape around, which way have they turned it around? They've turned it around anti-clockwise by how many degrees? By 90 degrees. If you turn around just 1/4 of a turn, clockwise, you get C. These shapes don't look nothing like the original shape that we had. They're not the same pattern. So if you look at the key inside, it doesn't match. Yeah, lovely. So the answer for that one is C. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, right. So the number in the sequence increase by the same amount each time. Write the 2 missing numbers. So from 610 to 650, we are going up by 40. 650 to 690,
40.
we are going by 40. So the pattern is most definitely a plus 40 pattern. Lovely. So now we need to do 690, add another 40.
730.
That will give us 730. Excellent. Now, if you reverse the pattern, Mus'hab, when we go backward, what do we do? Rather than add 40, we...
Take away 40.
Okay. I asked Mus'hab and I got 3 answers. So 610 minus 40, Mus'hab is?
570.
Excellent. Well done. Okay. Question number 3. A shop sells t-shirts. This chart shows how many t-shirts were sold in a month. So we have here a pictograph. Okay, pictogram. So you have here this little disc here represents 100 t-shirts. Write the color of the t-shirts that sold more than 400 in the month. So that's 100, 200, 300, 400. So what are the colors? So blue is definitely one of them.
And white.
Blue is the colors. Okay, hang on a second. Red is going to be about 350. Yeah, 350. And this one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. 575. That's good. So far, blue and white. Because write down the colors, so it's plural. They want more than one answer. So you got to get both right in any order to get the mark. White and blue is okay as well. How many red t-shirts and orange t-shirts were sold all together? Hang on a second, Mr. Kamal. We're not here just for you shouting answers, please. Can you stop shouting answers? So we have 100, 200, 300, 300 and 350 is for the red. And orange is 100, 200 and 250. So if we add them up, so you have 350 add 250 will give us an answer of
600.
Okay, 600. Are we happy with 600, folks?
Yeah.
Lovely. Alright, we need to move this up a bit. Okay. How many more white t-shirts than blue t-shirts were sold? So how many more white than blue? So we said the white was how many again?
570.
575. And how many blue ones are sold?
400.
Are you sure it's 400?
500.
Okay. Mr. Kamal, I'm not deaf at the moment, but soon will be deaf if you keep on shouting. Okay, so 575 minus 500 will give you a nice simple answer as 75. Well done, folks. So that's the first 3 questions done. Nice and easy starter questions. Everybody should have got those questions right without any mistakes in them. So we're moving on to the next question now. Question number 4. Okay, back live now, folks. Question number 4. Seb has to see the doctor at 10:05 a.m. He gets to Dr. Surgery at 9:52 a.m. How minutes early is he? So let's think about how we're going to work this out. So we have 9:52, and then the next main time is 10 o'clock. And the next time is the time that you have to be there for. which is 10:05. Okay, so what do we have now? So for 9:52, oh, I'm pressing the button, that's why. Sorry about that, folks. So 9:52, okay,
10
right.
o'clock
What's
is
here?
10 o'clock is 8 minutes and 8 minutes.
So from 10, that's going to be 8 minutes. There to there is
5 minutes and
5 minutes.
13.
So 8 and 5 will give us a total of.
13. Good morning.
Okay, sorry about that. The thing is moving around. He leaves the doctor's surgery at 10:25. He gets to school 45 minutes later. What time does he arrive at school? We're going to go through how we work that out.
11.
So we got 10:25. And we got to add on 45 minutes now. Because we're dealing with an hour, how many more minutes do we need to get to 11 o'clock? Another 35 minutes to make 11, isn't it? But we got to add on how many minutes? 45. So then we add on another 10. So 10:25 add 35 will give us 11 o'clock. And then we add another 10 minutes because we've got to add 45 minutes altogether. So the answer becomes then 11. 11 at 10, 11 o'clock at 10 minutes is 11:15. Okay, the answer will become 11. 10. Okay, basic time question. We just show you a way that we can break the numbers down and do it. Okay. Okay. Question number 5. Write the 3 missing numbers in this multiplication grid. So we got 4 times by 8 over here. That gives us an answer of 32. 4 times by something here gives you 28. 4 times by
7.
okay. 4 times by 7. We got 5 times by something is 5 times by 5. 25. That's the end of question number 5. Okay, question number 6. Each of these diagrams is divided into equal parts. Some of the parts are shaded. Write the letters of all the diagrams that have exactly half shaded. Okay, now let's have a look. Oh, we got how many parts do we have here altogether? 8 parts. How many are shaded?
4.
3 parts. See, Mr. Kamal, you need to engage your brain before you engage your mouth. So the answer is 3/8. Is that half? No. Next one. How many pieces do we have here? 9. How many shaded? 3 9. So does that give you half? Okay. Now you have 6 pieces here. And out of how many are shaded? 3. So is that half?
Yes.
Absolutely it is. So question number 6. One of the answers is C. One of the answers is C. Write the letters plural. They want more than one answer. Now if you look at D, Nayab, how many shapes do we have? Pieces. Nayab. Is your name Nayab? Now be quiet then. Yeah. How many pieces do we have? 5. How many are shaded? 3. Is that half or more than half? Okay, so that's not half. This one should be answered, but let's have a look. Mr. Mushab. Mr. Ilyas. Mr. Ilyas, how many pieces do you have here?
2. 3. 4.
Okay, 4. How many are shaded?
2.
Is that half?
Yeah.
Yes, 2/4 is a half. So the answer is C and E. Which of the diagram has exactly 1/3 shaded? Now 1/3, if you look at this one, that's a half, that's a half. Well, this can't cancel down to 1/3. No, this, but 3 9. Let's have a look at 3 9s. Now 3 9s, if you divide top and bottom by 3, that will give you what? 1/3. So the answer here is definitely then, definitely B.
Yes.
Okay, question number 7. Liam buys 2 apples. He pays £1 coin and gets 64p change. What's the cost of 1 apple? So let's have a look. So in £1, how many pence do we have? 100. Okay, stop shouting out. Come on, please. Yeah, we have £1 is 100 pence, and you get 64p change. So how much did he spend? So we have to minus 64 to work out how much he got. So £1 minus 64 is not 46. It is 36. So 36p is the cost of the 2. So let's work out. So that's how much he started with. That was his change. So that's how much it was his cost. So now we've got to work out the cost of 1 apple. That's the cost of 2 apples. So 36 divided by 2, and that will give us an answer of 18. Who got that right? Well done, Zara. Well done. Question number 8. In this shape, one of the angles is obtuse. Right. Can somebody define for me what an obtuse angle is? Okay, Mr. Musab.
An angle over 90 degrees but under 180 degrees.
Beautiful answer. That's now, the ones which are smaller than 90 are called acute angles. The best way to remember acute angles, if you look at a baby and the baby is cute, small. A baby is small and it's cute. So the angles which are small, less than 90, we call them acute angles. So this one's an acute angle. And we're looking for angles which is more than 90 but less than 180. This one looks like less than 90, less than 90. So the only one that looks more than 90 but less than 180 is? So a little tick in the corner. Okay, are you happy with that? Okay, some of you look very happy. Okay, right, let's move on to the next question. Page. Question number 9 and number 10. Here is a diagram for sorting numbers. Write each number in its correct place on the diagram. So the number 2. Let's start that first. Numbers doesn't go here, it doesn't go here, and it doesn't go there, so it has to go here. So that's number 2. Number 20 is a two-digit number. Okay, it is also a multiple of 5. Okay, it's got to be in this circle and also in this circle, so it has to go in the middle between those two circles. So 20 goes here. Now 201 is a 3-digit number. Is it a multiple of 5?
No.
So it goes only in this circle, not the overlap part. So that's done. The number 2000 is it a 3-digit number?
No.
So it can't be in this circle, but is it a multiple of 5?
No.
Yeah, so it goes where?
In the middle.
In the middle.
How much do you have to get right? 2 marks.
Now 2 marks, everything in the right place.
I said 1 mark. 1 mark to get, you just get 1 wrong.
Okay, so if you get, to get 1 mark, you need to get 2 of them right, 3 of them right. If you get more than 1 mistake, you don't get nothing. Question number 10. Write the missing numbers to make these calculations correct. Something, time by something, take away 200 is 200. If you take away 200, and to get 200, how much must this add up to then?
22.
What number take away 200 gives you 200?
400.
400. So 400 take away 200 gives you 200. So this number here must be then 2.
Yes.
Because 200 times by 2 is 400. And 400 take away 200 is 200. Okay. Now. Okay. Something time by 100 is what? Oh, something time by 100 is 100. What's that number?
What?
1. So you have to make this part here equal to 1. What do you take away from 100 to make it equal to 1? 99. Well done.
Victory.
Well done.
Victory.
Okay, right. We are recording this here, so can we cut out all the extra banter here? That'd be nice. Yeah. Question number 11. Seb saved up for a new skateboard that cost £40. Oops.
Send it on page.
What's happening, Seb?
Question 11.
Just try to move it. Okay. The table shows how much money is saved each week. Week 1 to week 10. In which week did Seb reach half the amount he needed for his skateboard? So first of all, you got 40 pound divided by 2. So half the amount is.
20.
So when did he reach £20? Let's have a look. So £5 add £4 is.
9.
9 add 2 is.
11.
11 add 4 is.
15.
15 add 3 is.
18.
18 add 4 is.
22.
22. So in which week was it? It was in week number
6.
week number 6.
Yes.
If Seb had saved an extra £1 each week, in which week would he have reached the target of 40? £1 extra each week. Let's have a look. So let's get a rubber. Do we have a rubber here? So let's get rid of this for the moment. Okay, the rubber's working nicely. Let's go back to our pens now. Right. So £5 becomes £6.
£6.
£4 becomes,
£5.
and that's 3,
£5.
5.
£4. 3
7, 5, 4, and 6.
So we have to find out as soon as it becomes 40. Let's have a look now. So 6 at 5 is,
11,
11 at 3 is,
40,
14 at 5 is,
19,
19 at 4 is,
24. 23.
23 at 5 is,
28,
28 at 7 is, 35. 35 at 5 is,
40.
so the weak number is weak number 8. Lovely. Question number 12. This weather chart shows the highest and lowest temperature in a town on 5 days in March. Which day has the greatest difference between the highest and the lowest temperature? So let's work them out. So without anybody shouting. The difference between 7 and 0 is 7. Difference between the largest number, take away the smallest. So Zainab, the next one. What's the difference between 7 and minus 2? What I mean by that is, what is 7 take away minus 2? 7 take away minus 2 will give us an answer of?
5 minus
Shh. Name is not Zainab. Okay. What's 7 take away minus 2? That will give us 9. Well done. Excellent answer. Okay. Why is it 9, Zainab? Because the two minuses, when the next to each other, become a plus.
Add plus.
Okay, and I don't know why that's doing that. Okay. Okay, let's try to undo that. Okay, okay, right. So I don't know why. Shh, quiet please, folks. Come on. Focus. 7 minus 2, it becomes 7. Add 2, so that's why it becomes 9. So this one has a difference of 9. This one has a difference of 7. Now, what's the next one? So let's nail 8 minus 2. The difference is the largest number, take with the smallest number. So what's 8 minus 2? 10. Lovely. So 9 take away 1 is?
8.
And 4 take away minus 5 is?
1.
9.
So it
Because 4 take away, look, I'll show you, minus 5. I'll show you. 2 minuses become a plus. So 4 and 5 is? 9. So which is the greatest difference? What day is it on?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Because Wednesday had a difference of 10. And 10 is the highest difference. Alright. Next question. What is the difference between the lowest temperatures on Thursday and Friday? Okay. Question 12. Part B. The difference between the lowest temperatures on Thursday and Friday. So 9. And the lowest temperature here is 1 and this one's there. So let's look at these ones. Difference is the large number, take away the small number. So you got 1, take away minus 5. What happens to 2 minuses?
Makes plus.
So what's 1 out of 5?
7.
6. 1 out of 5 is 7. Wow. You guys are amazing.
Yes, so that's cool.
Okay, right. Next question.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Okay, question number 13. Shen and Megan each buy a sandwich. Chen gets 5p change from £2. Megan gets £2.25 change from £5. How much more does Megan pay than Chen? Okay, right. So we have £2, which is worth how many pence?
200.
Pence. You minus the 5p.
£1.
Okay.
95. £1.95.
Hang on a second. So one gets 5p change. That's already done for us. Megan gets £2.25 change from £5. How much more does Megan pay than Chen? So we're working out how much they paid for the items. So that will give us, Chen paid how much for her item?
£1.
195 pence or £1.95. Okay, right. We're recording at the moment, yeah? So please keep the noises, yeah? Megan gets £2.25 change from £5. £5 has how many pennies?
£5.
Has how many pennies?
500p.
Minus the 225p in the change.
200.
So that gives us how much? How much? You're gonna fall. You're gonna
275.
fall. Say properly.
275.
275
75.
pence was the cost for Megan.
So now you
Okay, now what we need to do now, Mr. Rihanna, you paying attention? We need to work out how much more does Megan pay than Chen. So we have to do now. Next calculation is 275 minus 195. Take them away. So we have 7 take away 9. We can't do. We have to borrow.
Borrow 1. Borrow 1 plus 1.
So 17 take away 9 is
8.
8.
80. So
that-
it's 80.
So we can write down here
80.
80p, or we can write down here.
£0 and 80.
So any one of those will answer right. We can't put both units on the same question. Can't put pound and pence on the same one. So put your hands if you got this one right. Okay, so you go to minus them, then minus them again. Okay, right. Question number 14. Here is a shape on a grid. Okay, put your hands up if you can. Put your hands up if you can identify the shape. The shape is called a. Okay, it is a kite. Quadrilateral is a general name, yeah. Okay, the shape is a quadrilateral, which is correct. We'll take that one.
Yay!
Yay, got it right.
Quadrilateral means four-sided shape. Any four-sided shape. The shape has two lines of symmetry, and the answer is
No.
it has only got
Wow.
one line, which is from here through to here.
Yeah.
So that one is. Now this shape is a parallelogram.
No.
No, parallelogram is a rectangle that's been pushed over. It's definitely not one of those. So that's a cross. The shape has one right angle, and the answer there is.
Yeah.
Where is that?
There on the top.
There on the top. This is 90 degrees here.
Yay.
So that is yes.
Well, that
2 marks for that. 2 marks for those 2 places in there. Okay, love. Let's move on to the next
I
question.
got 2 wrong.
And that one. It's nothing.
0.
Okay, this shape is made out of 4 identical curves. The perimeter, keyword here, perimeter of the shape is 28 centimeters. Now, so a new shape is made out of the curves of the same size. What is the new, basically the new perimeter of this new shape? So, Mr. Ilyas, so 28 centimeters is the distance. If you, for example, started here and we went all the way around the shape, and we came down to here, the distance would be what? 28. Now let's have a look at how many these kind of like these humps we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 28 centimeters divided by 4 of those little kind of like jumps. That'll give you what will that give you?
7.
So each curve is what?
7.
So now let's count the number of curves in the new shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 of those, and we times it by 7. That'll give us
42.
42 centimeters. That's lovely.
42 centimeters is the answer.
Yes, that's the perimeter. That's correct. That is the answer.
I mean.
Okay, quiet.
So what do you think of working out, right?
And that's wrong.
Right, hang on 1 second.
Number 16.
Number 16. Right. Calculate 465 times by 52. There's quite a few different ways of doing this question. One is the grid method. One is the traditional long multiplication method. So you use whichever method that you like. You use even number bond method where you split it all up. That's completely up to you. I'm going to use the traditional long multiplication method here. So you check my answer against yours. If you use different methods, not a problem. Okay? So let's have a look. The method I'm going to do with you now. So you have 4. Whoa.
Dodgy. Dodgy.
Quiet, please. 465 times by 52. So first of all, on the first line, we time everything by
2.
2. So 5 times by 2 will give us
10.
6 times by 2 will give us.
6 times with
12.
Add the 1 is
22. 13. 22.
4 times by 2 is. Add 1 is.
9.
Okay, well, pretend we didn't hear that previous comment there. It was 32 or something.
20.
On the next line, we add a
0.
before we start the question. Now we do 5 times by 5 is.
25.
6 times by 5 is.
30.
Add the 2 is.
32.
4 times by 5 is.
4 times 5. 4, 8, 5, 6, 20. 20.
Add 3 is.
20.
Now we need to add it up.
The
0 at 0 is 0. 3 at 5 is
8.
9 at 2 is
9.
11. 3 at the 1 is
5. 4.
hang on a second, here is 4, but just we got some tech. What was happening there?
We got technical issues. Rebooting in front.
Okay, so that gives us 4 over there. Hang on 1 second.
Hang on a second. So it's 4180. So the keyboard will it
Hang on a second, it's just something's happening there.
It's dodgy.
Right.
Oh no.
Rebooting.
Put the 4 there, away from that. And 2, that's so the final answer is 24,180. 24,180. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 17. Very important question here. Please pay attention. Lovely. Here we go. Question number 17. Write these numbers in order starting with the smallest. Now, if you look at the numbers, what do you realize? Some of the numbers got 2 decimal places, some got 1, and some have got 3. So what we're going to do, we're going to write all the numbers with
3.
decimal places, then we can compare them more easier. Okay? So 8.12 becomes 8.12,
0.
and that becomes 1.800.
0. 0.
And that's okay. 8.2
0. 0.
and 1.28.
0.
Okay, now. Smallest number is, what's the smallest number?
1.2. 8. 1.8.
Is it 1.8 or 1.28?
1.28.
1.28.
Oh, what a guess in the game.
Okay. Okay, 1.28. 1.28 is the smallest number. Cross that one out. We don't put the extra 0 in our answer because that's just to help us. So 1.28 is the smallest. Then the next one up is
1.8.
1.8.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. After 1.9, all the numbers now are in the 8s now. We have 8.120, 8.118, and 8.200. So the next one up is going to be
8.118.
8.118. Because 8.118 is smaller than 120, 118 and 120. If you look at the last 3 digits. So 8.118. And the next one is going to be, okay, we got 8.120. 8.12. That's going to be
8.12.
8.12 next, yeah? And the last but not least is 8.2. Excellent. Well done. Okay, hang on a second. So the first one is 1.28, then 1.8, 8.118, 8.12, 8.2. Lovely, beautiful. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 18 now. In this diagram, the number in each box is the sum of the 2 numbers below it. Okay, Mr. Ilyas, can you pay attention, please? I know you're feeling tired. So you got 2 3/4. We've got to add these 2 numbers up to get the number on top there. So I'm going to use as much space as I can now. Okay, let's go for a line here. So we have 2 3/4. Add 3.5. Now, any ideas on how we do this question?
No.
Okay. 2 add 3 will give you 5. Now, you got 3/4 and a half. Now, in a half, Mr. Carson, pay attention. In a half. Okay. In a half, you have how many quarters? 2 quarters. So that 2/4 and that 3/4 gives us 5 quarters. Now that is called a top-heavy fraction. So 5/4 is the same as what? What is this the same as?
6 1/4.
That's the same as 1 and
2/4.
1/4. Add the original 5. That gives you
6 1/4.
6 1/4. The number goes here. Now, we need to make 2 3/4 here by adding these 2 numbers. So again, I'm going to use more space because I need space.
Next page.
Okay. So 2 3/4
Gives us the answer.
is equal to 1 and 1/4, add the missing box. Now, if you want to get to 2 and 3/4, if we have 1 and 1/4, how many more quarters do we need to make to 2?
How many more? 3 more.
3/4 to make it to 2. And then how many do we need to get to 2 and 3/4? Another 3/4, because you're here. So from 1 and 1/4, you need to add 3/4 to get up to 2, and then another 3/4 to get to 2 and 3/4. So altogether, how much are we adding? 6/4. Now 6/4, if you write that down, 6/4, 6 divided by 4 is 1, remainder 2. So 1 and 2/4, which is the same as 1 and 1.5. Okay, question number 19. Liam did a survey of 55 people to see how many were left-handed. Liam says the result shows that exactly 10% of the people in the survey are left-handed. Explain why Liam cannot be correct. So let's work out 10% of 55. Okay, put your hand up if you know how to work out 10% of 55. Mr. Mushab.
Divide it by 10.
That's right. Let's do that. 55 divided by 10. We get the decimal point, which is the end of the number, and move it back by 1 place. So that gives us 5.5. Hang on a second. 5.5 people. That is the reason why you can't write, because you can't have half a person. So explain why Liam cannot be correct. So write down here, 10% is 5.5 people. This is impossible. This is impossible, as you can't have half a person unless you chop him in half. You can't have
5.5 people.
half a person by the 0.5. The 0.5. You can't have 5.5 people. Okay, next question. Let's move on. Okay, we're getting towards the end of the paper now. I think that's it, the last page now. Here we go. Chen is cooking some pasta. It's one of our favorites. Yeah. The recipe says he needs 350 grams of pasta for 4 people. Let's write that down. 350 grams is needed for recipe for how many people? Now he needs to make the pasta for
5 people.
4 people now. Okay, Mr. Kamal, how do we get from 4 people to 12 people? What do we do? We 4 people to 12 people, we multiply by? Okay, you mean 3, because it sounds like a tree. Okay, time by 3. So if you multiply the right hand side by 3, you have to multiply the left hand side by 3. So 350 grams times by 3 will give us
1,050 grams.
1,050 grams. Well done.
That means 1.
So 1.
Point.
Okay, hang on a second. Because it's grams, we're going to change it back into kilograms divided by 1,000. So the final answer will be
It'll be
1.050. 1.05. You can't put the extra 0 in there, that won't make any difference to the answer. But 1.05 kilogram is the simplified answer to that. Okay. 1 point?
1050.
1050. You put the point in there.
No.
If you didn't put the point in there, it's wrong. You get 1 mark for the grams being correct. Okay, yeah, as for kilograms, you give your answer in grams. Okay, next, number 21. Chen is thinking of 3 numbers. He says the range is 5, the mode is 2. What does the mode mean? That the mode is the most common value. So, for example, if we have a 2, we can have at least another 2. You can't have you can't have a third 2. Because out of the 3 numbers, 2 has to occur the most often. Now, how do you get a range of 5? So the range is equal to... Hang on a second. Okay. So the range is a large number minus the small number is equal to 5. So if the smallest number was 2, something take away 2 is 5. What is it?
7.
So 7 could be the biggest number there, and that will give you a correct possible answer for that. Okay, or we could have another possible answer for those of you smarty pants. So 2 and a 2 and a minus 3. Because 2 minus 3 will also give you 5. So that's another possible answer for those of you who are feeling a bit smart. Okay, next. N stands for a whole number. Okay, 2n is greater than 30 and 5n is less than 100. Now let's have a look at the values that n could be. Here we go. 5n. Whoops. Oh, don't want the last one. So please bear with me for a moment. Okay. We have here 5n is less than 100. Okay, that's fine. What would happen if n was 20? What would happen if n was 20? 5 times by 20 is? Would be 100. So could we have n as 20?
No.
Because it's got to be less than 100. It's got to be less than 100. So 5 times by 20 would, because the 5 times by number to give us close to 100. 5 times by 20 would give us exactly 100. You can't have 100. It must be less than 100. So let's have a look at the numbers. So 20 we can't use it. Can we use 19?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so 5 times by 19. What's 5 times by 19? 5 times by 19 will give us?
1,095.
Okay, well done. Okay. Now, what about 18? Can we use 18 in there? If you put 18 in there, will that give you an answer that's 100?
Yeah.
Yes. What about 17?
Yes.
Yeah.
And 16?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now, here comes the... now, 15. Before we say yes, let's think.
No.
5 times by 15 is less than 100. But he says here that 2n is greater than 30. When you double it, it's more than 30. When you double 19, you get more than 30. And it's less than 100. If you times by 5. 2 times by 18 is more than 30. And it is 5 times by 8 is less than 100. What about 2 times by 17? 34. 2 times by 16 is 32. And 2 times by 15 is?
30.
So it can't be that one because it must be, it says greater than 30.
Not 2n is greater.
Okay, so we can only, the number that we can have here, this answer is
16.
19, 18, 17, and
16.
And that's the, is that the last question? Yeah? Okay, is that the last question? Finished? Yeah?
Yes,
Happy with that? Okay, that's lovely. Good.